Once again, back on the Coach's Corner program. This is the segment where we have 5 young ladies and we're going to talk to. We'll start down at the end. Hello, welcome, and introduce yourself if you would, please.
Hello, I'm Kaylyn Adkins, and I'm 6th grade at Grant Middle School.
Go to Grant. Now, do most of the girls go to Grant?
Yep.
Okay. How long have you been playing basketball?
About 3 or 4 years.
Because you've been playing basketball for a little while. Talk a little bit about this year's team and overall how you thought it went.
Well, we started off okay. We lost a couple of games, but then at the end we learned a lot and we basically got better because we had new players who never played basketball and they improved a lot throughout the practices and games.
So since you've been playing basketball for a few years, did you kind of have to spend maybe a little bit extra time kind of teaching them the fundamentals?
Yeah, some parts, but a lot of it was our coaches.
Okay. What was your best part about basketball this year?
Well, I became a point guard, but I think I'm better at defense.
Okay. Coaches love to hear players say they like defense. And do you play any other sports?
I play golf and sometimes softball.
All right, very good. Thank you for being on. You are?
I'm me at Tinnerello. I'm in 6th grade and I go to Grant Middle School.
Have you also been playing basketball for a few years?
Yeah,
Talk a little bit, do you play any other sports?
I play softball.
Okay. Kind of talk a little bit about how you thought your season went this year.
I thought our season went good, like beginning of the school. Basketball season. We started off okay, and then we got better as time went on from learning. And there's new members on our team, and coaches had the people from years on help them out and get them going a little bit.
Was there a certain part of you when you found out that you were going to have some girls maybe got to play basketball this year? Did you think, oh no, what's this going to be like? Or did you kind of welcome the fact that everybody was playing together?
Yeah, I think that we helped them, I guess, a little bit.
Okay. What was the best part of your game?
Me being point guard and the wing.
Okay. Very good. Thank you for coming on. You are?
Alexis Stevens, and I'm 5th grade and I go to McKinley.
So you go to McKinley then. So was it tough to fit in or not?
Not really. Once you get the hang of it, you'll get used to having, you're used to the girls from the year before and stuff, but then you have to make new friends from people who are coming from
That makes a lot of sense. You've been playing basketball for how long?
my life.
So you've been also kind of a gym rat as well.
Yeah.
What's the best part of your game?
Having fun and playing my game.
If there's one thing that you maybe kind of have to work on during the off season, what is that going to be?
Probably staying back when people are charging in and stuff.
Okay. That's tough to do though. Even at the high school level, that's tough to do. All right, well, thank you for being on. You are?
Brooklin Williams.
Okay. And obviously, your daughter of the coach, right?
Yes.
Now, is that tough, being the daughter of a coach or not?
Definitely.
Okay. So you have a good practice or a bad practice, and you go home, you're at the dinner table at 7 o'clock that night, and does the coach, does he talk about the things you do well, or does he sometimes say, hey, you need to work on this, you need to work on that? Or a little both?
A little of both, but mainly he focuses on the bad things.
Okay. Talk a little bit about how long you've been playing basketball.
This is my 2nd year.
Okay. So relatively new then.
Yes.
What got you into playing basketball a couple years ago?
Seeing people play. My brother being in high school, I would always go to the events and I would see people playing it, and it looked interesting.
Yeah, okay. Is it, for somebody that's relatively new to the sport, was it tougher to pick up than you thought it might be?
Yes.
What's the one thing that you thought you really improved on from the beginning of the year to the end of the year?
My rebounding.
Rebounding, okay. How tall are you?
5'5".
Okay. Because you're fairly tall I'm guessing you probably got a lot of rebounds, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you play the center position?
Yes.
Okay. The one thing maybe that you're going to have to work on between now and the beginning of next year?
Learning when to shoot and when not to.
Do you tend to maybe shoot too much, or do you not shoot enough?
Not enough.
Not enough. Okay. Well, that's a tough thing to learn, too. So if there's 5 seconds to go in the game, and the game is tied, are you going to look to somebody else to shoot that last shot?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for being on.
Thank you.
And you are?
I'm Karington Reed.
All right. Same question for you that I just asked her. Your dad's a coach. What's it like sometime maybe after a bad practice?
Really for me is I really like to stick up for myself, like to my dad. So I really always like to be right. So with my dad, it's really just me. I really have to just like learn a lot and work with my dad. But it was pretty interesting because Brooklyn's one of my bestest friends. So with her dad being a coach too, I guess if you have a bad game or a bad practice, then it's really just finding the balance, like leave everything on the court, and really we're all a team, so I have to let it go with my dad and with her dad, because I mean, my dad's gonna be my dad without being my basketball coach, so really it was a good thing. I'd rather him be a coach than not, so I really enjoyed it.
That's obviously just like having him be there.
Yeah.
You've been playing basketball for how long?
Oh, this is my first year actually, so it was pretty cool.
So how tough, I asked her, she's been playing 2 years, you've been playing 1 year. How tough was it making that adjustment, not being familiar really at all with basketball?
Well, it wasn't, I think one of the big things was really like making sure that I always asked questions and really stayed with it, because I'm pretty busy outside of basketball, so I had to make sure that I was focused on basketball too, like when I was at basketball, not worry about what was going on with my other activities, but to make sure I really took everything in that I could.
Do you play any other sports?
Oh, well, I run cross country, so I love running.
So is that your favorite sport then?
Yeah, I love cross country.
Okay, the one thing that you really thought you improved on from the beginning of the season to the end of the season?
I think one of the biggest things I improved on was really just, I think, listening to the sideline, making sure that I would rely on my coaches a little bit and make sure that I really was looking at my team, and I think everyone started to work together, so really I think I just grew with remembering the plays a lot too, so I think not second guessing myself on the court.
Good. You're anxious to get started next year, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay. Girls, thanks for being on. Girls, thank you for being on. We'll be back with more on our Coach's Corner program right after these words. Clear?